Welcome to the Remote Accountants and Traders channel. I'm your host, Vince. And before I get started today, guys, you'll see the first screenshot that I have up here. It's actually about the content of this YouTube channel. Guys, just make sure that you are aware that investing does involve risk, and it could involve substantial loss if you're not careful. So this channel is all about teaching the traders about how best to do research and to look at various stocks. A few days ago, guys, actually I say a few days ago, it's about a week ago or so, I did an analysis on Amazon stock. I'm going to return to that today again. And by today, I mean Thursday, December 29th, 2022. We're about to round up the year here. And so I wanted to kind of take a look at this. We're in the kind of, it's at 10:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time over here. So it's basically, we still have today and tomorrow left in trading before the end of the year here. But I wanted to take a look at Amazon again here for you guys. About my channel for a quick second, guys, it is for both accountants and remote traders. So if you're an accountant, you can look at prior videos, as well as my Facebook group to kind of network and communicate. For traders on there, you can see prior videos I've done that kind of can help you out for research purposes, for educational purposes, so you can understand best about companies to look at and kind of how trades work and what you can do for particular stocks. This one in particular, I do like to take a look at bigger stocks just because they have a proven revenue record. As I'm an accountant myself, I've been an accountant for many years, so I do read financial statements. So one of the things I like to do is look at particular stocks, particular companies that do well over time, and kind of taking a look at where they're trading currently to see if it could be an investment opportunity for anybody who's particularly interested in that particular stock. So yeah, again, guys, do your own research and your own looking into the stock to make sure it's a good fit for you. But looking at Amazon here, I want to get into the analysis today, but looking at what's happening with the day, you'll see that Amazon has been down a little bit, especially look at the 5-day chart here. And this is just a Google chart I just pulled up over here, which anybody can do. I try to make it easy and simple on my channel so that we can do it. I might in the future have different charts and all that you can take a look at, but we'll keep it simple. So Amazon, you'll see over here, was trading at $81 just yesterday, actually. And what's interesting about this, if you take a look where Amazon's been trading historically, going 1 month out, you'll see that it's actually, yesterday was its all-time low. You'll see the 52-week low was actually then $81.69. Go to 6 months, year-to-date, you see this trend of going really far down. And so when you're taking a look at a company that could be potentially heavily discounted, Amazon certainly is one of those ones that looks like the case. Now, of course, you might point out the PE ratio is still pretty high, but Amazon's always traded at a pretty high PE ratio for a long time here. So whether that goes down to 20, which is kind of 20 to 15, which is average, it remains to be seen. But one thing's for certain, though, if you take a look at the 5-year time frame, that Amazon during the pandemic was trading at a low of $89. So as I said, we're trading in here at $83.69 currently. So right now we're lower than we were at the pandemic. So when you're looking at a stock that's been heavily discounted over time, certainly Amazon stands out as one of those. If you go back, in fact, it's kind of interesting, if you go back to when it was last trading at this 83 level, you'll see that it's 2018 range when it was that far back. So it did hit it over here, but I'm kind of looking at in terms of when it finally reached that level. So once again, it's 2018, that price range. So that was, we're talking June. So, in 6 months, that's going to be 5 years ago. So it's quite a long time. So if once again looking at the year outlook, its highs were 169. Now we're trading at 83. So Amazon definitely is one of those ones that stands out in my mind as a potential for a stock that's discounted. And what's the common phrase? Buy low and sell high. Well, you don't want to buy here and then sell here. What you want to do is buy somewhere within this range and then sell it when it eventually goes back up. Now, what we don't know is how far it will continue to go down, right? If you look at the max, will Amazon eventually go back down to 40s or 30s? It's hard to tell, right? We don't know that. But what we do know for an absolute fact is that Amazon was way higher before. And, if you double what it's at now, that's basically, you still wouldn't even be at the level it was when it was back in November of 2021. So that's something to keep in mind. So I like to take a look at this and do another analysis on this, and especially since Amazon in in the last day, well, I say 5 days. Yesterday was very low, but it picked up again to Steam today. So one thing is to ask yourself is it having a turnaround? Will Amazon now go back in the 90 range? Or even higher than that, as we said. So it's worth taking a look at again and keeping that on your radar, guys. I'd like to just kind of continue to post on Amazon. Again, do your own research and make sure it's a good fit for you. Research other companies. Some people like to kind of what they call scalping, get in and out. But if you're a long-term investor, certainly when you have that philosophy of buy low, sell high, you take a look at companies that have been heavily punished but are still making money. I mean, Amazon's not going out of business tomorrow. That you take a look at companies that are heavily discounted and say, hey, well, a buying opportunity is approaching. So if it's not already here. So once again, guys, could it go potentially down to the 50s and 40s and 30s? Yeah, it's certainly possible on that, but certainly we've seen it trade much higher, as I've said before. So guys, I hope you're doing well. It's a couple days left here, as I said, before the end of the year. I've got a little setup here that I'm kind of working with. I got a mic that I'm holding. Eventually I'll get a different mic. I got this screenshot over here. I'll learn how to do that over there. So I'm learning as I do my more YouTube videos and channels that I'm involved in to do things better for you guys. I want to produce content that's good. A little bit about myself before I sign off here, guys. I told you that I'm an accountant. I've been in accounting for over 20 years. And so the reason why I like to do investing videos is because accounting, in my mind, is relating to investing. We talk about financial statements and balance sheets. It's all about that. And I won't get into the financials here of Amazon here today for this channel, but I will do so in future videos, taking a look, okay, what is this income statement saying? What is this balance sheet statement saying? Like really getting into the nitty gritty. Because I really feel in trading that's kind of lost. That people, trade on a daily basis or a weekly basis, but they don't quite take a look at the financials saying, okay, well, what's the company doing? Where do its financial statements say, for the balance sheet, income statement, statement of cash flows. And so in accounting, it's all about that. It's about, as an accountant, you're managing the book. So I don't work for Amazon, and I wouldn't be posting an investment video if I did. But I do work for other companies that are outside of that industry, but the financials are the same, right? You keep the books to maintain the best financial statements that you can, best balance sheet, best income statement, best statement of cash flows, and you do it honestly. Of course, there have been times in the past where companies have been misrepresented, like Enron situation where people get burned because of bad financials. So, but absent that kind of case, accountants do try their best to show the company as an accurate representation of its current financials, its revenues, its expenses, and whatnot. So, but I do like to cover on that in future videos. I might do some streams, guys, too, live streaming. It's something that's new for me, so I'm learning along the way. I like doing these, though. It's kind of fun. So look for future streaming videos, and I'll try maybe to do something that's on a regular basis, maybe like once a week on a certain day. Say, hey, I'll be live, or maybe more days than that if it works out. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed prior videos. Check them out, and I will catch you guys in the next analysis that we'll do. Whether or not it'll be Amazon again, I don't know. I did Costco not too long ago. Maybe I'll go to that, or maybe a different company altogether. But I do try to look at companies that seem to be heavily discounted. And one of the funny phrases I like to use is I like to say, well, is the company going out of business? Amazon. Is Amazon going out of business? Well, I don't think so. It's going down, but it's still making money. So I don't think it's going to be going out of business. So even if you were to buy at this level at 83 and it were to go down to 50, if you hold it long enough, you could see it go back up to a range that you'd be happy to have at least a nice little return on your money. So I always take a look at those kind of companies and ask myself that question, like Costco. Is Costco going out of business tomorrow? No. Is Amazon going out of business tomorrow? No. So when those companies are punished in the stock market, I like to take a look at those. Hope this has helped you out again, guys, and I'll check you out in the next video. Take care.